All right. So, Danielle, tell me what was going on before you decided to do and participate in the April reset?
Yeah, so I chose to participate in this transformational reset because I needed a drastic change. My habits, I feel like I was in this constant circle of drinking wine every night, um, not making the best food decisions. And even though I thought I was pretty healthy and I was exercising, I was putting out like great output on my
Mhm.
Peloton, I was
Yeah.
strong, but it just, I just didn't feel good. I felt bloated all the time, heavy. Um, and just not good at all. So I was looking for something that would help me reset those habits. And
Mm.
doing the small things like, okay, I'll try to stop drinking wine tonight, or I'll track my food again and my calories, and it just wasn't sticking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you have I mean, like most people, they're like, what is this? What's this about? And then there's hesitations. What were describe to me or describe to us, like, what were some of your hesitations going into it? Or did you think about doing this a while ago and you weren't quite sure yet? Like, tell us more about that.
Yeah. So great question. My hesitations in the beginning, because we go back and you reached out to me quite a few months ago just to see if this was something I'd be interested in because I have done other things and um, I do like to lead a healthy-ish lifestyle, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I would say the hesitations, first one was mindset.
Mhm.
I just mentally wasn't ready to commit to a 30-day program. Um, Second, I'm not a big shake person. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do the shakes. I like to eat food. But then after I learned more about the program, it's like you are eating food. You're just eating really good, nutritious food, and these shakes supplement. Um, and when I got into the program, I remember the first day I took a sip of the shake. I'm like, oh, this
Mhm.
actually isn't bad.
Yeah.
And I actually put a post in the Facebook group. I'm like, having my first shake and I really like it.
Yeah. I know. I love that. I was like, woohoo.
And then I would say the third hesitation was probably the money.
Mhm.
Maybe the money. I'm just like, I don't want to invest however much it was for this transformation. Um, and again, now, like throughout the month, I don't buy wine every night. I'm buying really good, nutritious food. I'm not ordering out. So I actually saved money. Um,
Awesome.
so these hesitations that I had, I was really surprised that, you know, they were just my mind trying to say no. So I guess that goes back to the first one was mindset. So when I
Yeah.
was really ready and I felt it in my gut, I'm just like, everything I'm doing right now just doesn't seem to be working. And so having that mindset there was really the trigger that got me moving.
Mhm.
And I'll add one more thing.
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram and I've been hearing other people's transformations and it just felt right. So having the conversation with you about it and learning
Yeah.
more and it never felt like you were pushing me, you were just sharing information, that made me feel better too.
Yeah, good. And it's like there's so much out there in my own self, myself. My friend reached out to me and I was like, I don't know. I already eat really well. Like, what are these shakes all about? And then when she shared her story, literally about being a new mother and just feeling like she couldn't get this rhythm back with her sleep, her habits, the noshing, she just felt out of whack. And how like she just wanted to regain like this rhythm and how it massively helped her. I was like, really? Like how? And it was so inspiring to hear how she's like, seriously, I have more energy. I feel super stable. I'm sleeping like a baby. My skin's amazing. I have more energy. I've actually been upping my workouts. I'm like, wow. So I was like, you're not depleted. You're eating the whole time. You're working out. You have energy. You're a new mom running around and you're not like just exhausted at the end of the day, like tired, like a new mother would be, but not the way she was before. And it was like, wow, you know what the hell, and then I same thing, I had no idea, like with the anti-inflammatory components of the foods that we're eating from the lists, that the program and the group and everything is supported with. It's like, there's so much creativity too with just like what you can eat and how you actually do save. And then did you notice that you have like less food waste and less garbage?
Oh my gosh, I actually was having a hard time even finishing the fruits and veggies I was buying
Yeah.
because the shakes are so good. I like crave them now. But so yeah, that reminds me, another hesitation,
Yeah.
because I've done some other things and the recipes are so intense and it took so much time to like food prep.
Mm.
Where this, I felt like it was very simple.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have all these resources and recipes already like in a PDF and this great booklet that you shared with us and your own personal tips, like I love this when we're doing this part of the program, or this is my favorite go-to. I made that stuff and I had it for like days, and it
Yeah.
was, and I still have frozen soup in the freezer that
Yeah.
but yeah, it's the recipes were simple and delicious.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. And then like with everything else that the program comes with, it's like, whoa, you actually are really getting those nutrients from the foods, because of the whole gut microbiome cleaning and reorganizing of cells and good bacteria and flushing out all the glyphosate from harmful stuff that no one can avoid. It's like it's in our air, it's in our water, it's in our soil. And I'm talking about glyphosate, which is Roundup or herbicides, and it's sprayed everywhere. And even when you're choosing organic, washing things really well and all of that. But the compromising of our guts because of all of those years of that, we're not really, you could be the healthiest eater on the planet, but you're not really getting those nutrients to your cells to move through
Hmm.
with that clarity and then to your brain. So it's an interesting thing that I noticed too, with just like, oh, this Brussels sprouts, oh my gosh. Like last night I was like, I need Brussels sprouts, and like we had to make them, and I'm like, who says that, and feeling completely satisfied. And then being like, what now? I guess I'm good, but I'll have like a little bit more of this over here. And it's like, there's just, yeah, I found the same thing with like, I was hesitant with like finances, but then I'm like, oh, I'm spending way less and I'm more efficient at the grocery store. I
Hmm.
know what I need. I get out of there, which, you don't want to hang around there a lot nowadays, but it's like, in and out and just so, yeah, but not being able to finish everything is, yeah, I hear you. Sometimes I'm like, shoot, this went bad, crap. But anyway, so yeah, so the Facebook group is super supportive with holding mindset and staying motivated together as a team, and then one-on-one support too, and all of the documents. So that's awesome. I'm so glad that like that all seemed to like come together really well for you. And then, what are some of your major takeaways? Like, were there anything where you're like, aha, that's now like an integrated thing into my system, or this is an integrated new thing in my life that seems clearer? Like, do you have any that stand out the most?
Yeah, so I mentioned I love my wine at night, and I was
Me
nervous,
too.
like, I wanted to break that habit because it was more than just a glass of wine a night,
Mhm.
and at times it's like, why am I even drinking this wine? So
Yeah.
something that has been felt really great. I actually didn't miss the wine while doing the program, and then after the program, I have had some wine, but I don't want it now every night,
Yeah, same.
and it's like you start drinking it, right? And then the grocery bill goes up. So then you start buying like the cheaper wine. And now it's like, you know what? When I drink my wine, I
Good
want it to
point.
be good wine.
Yep.
And I don't feel as bad because I'm only drinking it maybe on the weekend or a special occasion, spending a little extra money on it. And it's good quality wine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And my husband did this sort of with me. He didn't do the full program with me, but he stopped the wine at night too. He ate like me, so
Oh,
all the vegan meals, and he stopped doing the coffee. And so it was really nice to like, even though he wasn't fully immersed in the program, he was very supportive, and he gained a lot from changing these habits.
wow.
And it's just really brought us closer to, I feel like we're
Oh,
making dinners together. We're excited about veggies and overnight oats and
Love those. I got some in the fridge right now.
yeah. And so I'm more of a savory person. I love chips and dip and ranch and
Yeah.
cheese. And
Mhm.
he's more of a sugary. He loves the savory too, but he definitely is more of a sugary. We joke we can't have like cookies in the house because he'll eat the whole package. But he went for an apple the other day and he says to me, he goes, this apple tastes sweeter since we've cut out added sugar. And
Yeah.
he's like, I really like it.
Aw.
So it's like those little things
Mhm.
and how much flavor comes out in the food when you take out these additives and this added sugar and
It's
this
amazing.
preservatives. So that's been really great, like us coming together, feeling more connected, and
Aw.
it's really been wonderful.
Aw,
And
that's awesome.
yeah. Oh, what else could I share with you?
That's
So many. I
awesome.
feel like the habits are sticking, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
I've done
Well,
like the whole.
lots of times too, people will, and it's a hesitation. People will think, oh, I don't know, because they've done things before. I've done juice cleanses. I've done lots of different
Mhm.
programs because I'm really curious and just we're always learning and growing. Why not try some things? And it's like this does stick. It actually does stick. Like I think. I mean, a lot of people say that they're like, this is a habit. This is my lifestyle now. This is a part of my nutritional health and wellness. And they don't really realize until I'd say midway through, actually, not even
Mhm.
till the end of the month. But anyway,
Yeah, no, like I've done the whole 30 and things like that. But I think what's really unique about this experience is instead of just stopping, right? Program's done. All right. Now you got to integrate these other foods back in your life if you want, and then
yeah,
these programs encourage you to be mindful. But what I really found valuable is having the shakes, having the supplements that
hmm,
I can still integrate in my life outside of the transformation. So I'm still getting these great nutrients. I'm having these tools. I start the day with them, and it just kind of sets the tone for how my day goes.
yeah,
So I
that's
think that's really valuable.
yeah, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Danielle, tell me about your experience with the April reset.
April reset. I'm just gonna say first off, I feel amazing. Um, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Doesn't mean there weren't some difficult moments, but I feel great. I was a little hesitant at first just because of 30 days of cutting out like added sugar and alcohol. My biggest fear was the wine every night I was drinking, but I knew I wanted to break that habit. I got into a place I was going to a lot of comfort food, ordering out. And even though I thought I was eating healthy and I do try to buy really fresh ingredients, it was just adding up and it wasn't balanced. So starting this April reset was really great because not only of the transformation itself, the tools, the shakes, the supplements, and the guide, but I think the biggest thing for me was your support. And
Aw.
well, having you to, text, oh, I really want this.
Yeah,
And you will call me and be like, well, what's going on? Why do you think you want this? Or, and maybe try this. And I feel that's really valuable because I've done some other things before. And when you are going through a transformational type program or nutritional thing, even
yeah,
though it makes sense, you have all the directions and everything right there, having that support is key. And I
mm,
really enjoyed the Facebook group too. I was a little concerned. I'm like, oh, are they going to expect us to be on here all the time? But it felt really organic,
yeah.
it never felt pressured. People would come on whenever they wanted.
Put
Um,
recipes on and like
yeah, and I
things that
love
are
that.
troubling them or inspirations, and it really motivates you.
It
I
does. One
love that.
day I went on there and I'm like, guys, I'm venting. I'm missing my coffee. And then,
Yeah,
I wasn't on there it wasn't like a help me, help me. It was just more of like, I know you guys are going through this too. Like, how are you? Here's how I am.
yeah,
And then other days I'm like, oh my God, I'm eating this recipe tonight. And people are like, oh my God, send me, like, I'm going to try that too. So, um, Anyway, I'm talking a lot here. So
No, it's fine.
the support from you, the support from the group, um, it all felt, again, just very organic and never pushed, never forced, or like I had to do something.
Mhm.
And I think that was a really big key factor to my success, and probably the success of many of the people in the program.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say, I'm pretty much sure that they could all say that. Everybody who was on there. And yeah. Aw.
So I'll wrap it up. I've now really enjoy the shakes. I was not a shake person, and that was another like, ooh, resistance. I don't know about that, but they aren't chalky flavored. They aren't like fake vanilla flavored. Like they're like just like a green,
Pure, like
pure, clean.
phytonutrient. Like,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah.
exactly. And it felt good. And I remember someone saying, "Oh yeah, sometimes I drink 2 a day." I'm like, "What? I can't do that." And now I'm like, "Oh my God, I want more."
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Like your body starts to crave it. And it's like,
yeah.
so sets the tone for the day too, with just like choosing more nutritious foods, and like it's kind of subsides from like cravings. And I'm talking like, when you're frazzled, it's like we grab for things and it's like, like, or we're overwhelmed, or when, it's emotions are wrapped up in all of that too. But I feel like it really settles that that baseline of like, you're gonna really crave Brussels sprouts later. And I'm like, who knew? And then I'm full because it's nutritious and I'm using that as energy rather than something just sitting around in my body for days and not doing anything.
Oh, one of
Yeah.
my favorite things are these carrot fries that we bake in the
Mm,
oven. So good. So
so
good.
good. Do you have an air fryer? Do you have an air
I
fryer?
I don't, but I think I'm gonna put it on the list to get one.
Yeah, we got one. It's pretty cool. We do like chickpeas and tons of things. And like, it's so easy to set it. And then you got toppings for like a salad or stuff you can just like nibble on with soup or whatever. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We
Awesome.
actually we did dried mango the other day. We
Ooh.
dehydrated some mango in it, and it was like, oh, it took a long time, but I'm like, we should just buy it next time. But it was fun. But all
But see,
right.
stuff like this, like just
Yeah.
talking about these little things is what I feel like made this transformation what it was, you know?
Yeah.
Can you start eating healthy? Sure. Yeah, I could any day I wanted to. But is it that easy? It sounds easy, but the support, the guidance, the resources, the tools, that is what I really
Mhm.
felt like was powerful and instrumental in this program and why it's successful. And I'll just wrap it up by saying my husband also really supported me. He didn't fully immerse in the program itself, but he cut out all the added sugar, cut out the alcohol, ate like me. And it just really brought us closer together. We're talking about different recipes. We're both craving the same things now.
Aw.
So it's been really nice to like do it with him and have this like support
Yeah.
and create these habits together.
Mhm.
So now that we're officially, done with the 30 days, like the habits are still there. And I feel great. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Sure, have I had a little wine here and there? Yeah, but I don't want it every night now,
Yeah.
you
There's
know?
more of like a level with it, with like, oh, I'm good. I'm satiated after like enjoying a half a glass or a glass, not like the conditioning habit of like, all right, like the mindlessness. It's like a real reset, and not only the gut biome, but just like, yeah, the habits, and they're gonna stick, which feels good. And
Yeah.
if not, and they go a little off into left field, it's okay. Like we have a little bit more of a notice towards it, and we know it will anchor us back, which is
So
cool.
thank you, Malika, for
Thank
bringing this into
you.
my awareness. This is really great. I feel better physically and mentally and energetically. And I think that's the best thing. It's not about weight loss. It's not about this. It's really about a healthy transformation. So
Mm.
thank you.
Thank you. Aw. All right.